So, Seventh Son. What a pile of wank. So, Seventh Son is an American fantasy film. It stars Jeff Bridges, Ben Barnes from Prince Caspian, and Julianne Moore. And it's about, it's based on a book called The Spook's Apprentice. Jeff Bridges is a spook, and they hunt down supernatural threats to humanity. And one of them is a witch, played by Julianne Moore, who kills his apprentice. So he goes to find a new apprentice, and what he does is he looks for the seventh son of a seventh son, because it's not really elaborated on that much, but they're better at fighting witches for some reason. So he goes to find the seventh son of a seventh son, and he comes across Benjamin Barnes, whose mother goes, "Yeah, take him and go out adventuring." And the film is mainly Jeff Bridges training him to be a spook, and then they go to defeat Julianne Moore. Oh, it sucks. It's such a nothing film that the first thing that came in my head when people asked me what I thought of it was, well, you know what, at the end of the credits, it says based on the book entitled The Spook's Apprentice. And I thought, that's a weird credit. It's usually based on the book The Spook's Apprentice or something, but based on the book entitled The Spook's Apprentice. That's odd. I'm not used to that one. That was the most worthy talking point of Seventh Son. With this type of film, I suppose one of the first things that you want to think about is the world. You know, you have Lord of the Rings, you have this really rich world filled with backstory and character and personality and life. And obviously, I haven't read The Spook's Apprentice, so I don't know if any of that stuff is in the book, but I can tell you it is not in the film. It's a very, very bland world with nothing really to it. It's just, you don't even learn the names of places or anything, and everything just looks the same. It's really uninspired and drab in that sense. And I think that also extends to the creatures, because you can tell that some thought went into the creature design, but everything is really ropey CGI, so none of it has much of a personality, and there's no sense of threat or anything. Actually, the whole film feels like it's trying quite hard for you to be bored. There's actually a scene where Jeff Bridges stands up to this guy, and the guy turns into a dragon, and Jeff Bridges basically goes, "Hey, don't turn into a dragon." And the guy goes, "Okay," and then they turn into a man and they just have a stick fight, and it's really tedious. What you might think is you have the star power of Jeff Bridges on one hand and Julianne Moore on the other. One of them's just won an Oscar and the other's won an Oscar before. So what you might think is that they might provide some gravitas or something. They're horrible. I mean, Jeff Bridges is doing this weird thing with his voice. He kind of did it in R.I.P.D. as well, and I really don't know what it is. But he sounds a bit like a drunk Bane. He's sort of like, "Hello, I'm Jeff Bridges." What? And Julianne Moore, I haven't seen Still Alice, so unfortunately I can't be that fair in evaluating her Oscar win. But this was horrible, and she was horrible in it. Benjamin Barnes leaves so little of an impression that by the end of the film I still didn't actually know his character's name. I looked it up, I think he's called Ward or something. But honestly, he goes no kind of arc at all. I don't really learn anything about him besides that he is the seventh son of a seventh son. He never really emotes to anything. I mean, big spoiler, if you care. Don't care, but big spoiler. His mother dies, about 2/3 into the film, and I don't know, he actually outclasses Luke Skywalker in the sort of getting over it instantly kind of thing. Everything just feels like the film is as invested in itself as I am, which, in case you haven't figured out, is not very much at all. It's just the whole thing is so terrible, so it's only worth a 1 or a 2 out of 10, even though nothing, I don't know, nothing really set me off. It's just all round really, really crap in pretty much every department as well. The seventh son of the seventh son.